From idolatry to Moses to the Son, true God-fearing to God-loving to God. From the living God to idolatry. They did not have the patience to await Moses' return. They wanted novelty. They wanted something, a liturgical show or something. I would like to point out a few things about this. First of all, this idolatrous nostalgia of the people. In this case, they thought of the idols of Egypt, but the nostalgia to return to the idols, to return to the worst, not to know how to wait for the living God. This nostalgia is an illness, and it is also ours. One begins to walk enthusiastically towards freedom, but then complaints begin. But yes, this is difficult, a difficult moment in the desert. Yes, I am thirsty. I want water. I want meat. But in Egypt, we ate onions and good things. But here, there aren't any. Idolatry is always selective. It makes one think of the good things it gives, but it does not let you see the bad things. In this case, they thought about how they were at the table with these meals that were so good, that they liked so much, but they forgot that it was the table of slavery. Idolatry is selective. Then another thing. Idolatry makes you lose everything. Aaron, to make the calf, asked them all to give him their gold and silver. But it was the gold and silver that the Lord had given them when he said to them, "Ask the Egyptians to lend you gold." And then they went away with the gold. It is a gift from the Lord, and with the Lord's gift, they made an idol to worship. And that is very bad. But this mechanism also happens to us. When we do things that lead us to idolatry, we become attached to things that distance us from God. We make another God with the gifts that the Lord has given us, with our intelligence, with our will, with our love, and with our heart. We use God's very gifts to make idols. Some of you might say, "But I don't have any idols at home. I have the crucifix and the image of Our Lady, which are not idols." No, not in your heart. And the question that we must ask today is, what is the idol you have in your heart? That hidden escape where you feel good, or you distance yourself from the living God. We also have an attitude with idolatry that is very cunning. We know how to hide the idols, like Rachel did when she fled from her father. She hid them in the camel's saddle and among the clothes. We too have concealed many idols among the clothing of our hearts. The question I would like to ask you today is, what is your idol? That idol of mine, of worldliness. Idolatry also reaches piety, because they wanted the golden calf not for a circus, no, but for worship. Idolatry leads you to a mistaken religiosity, rather very often worldliness, which is idolatry, makes you change the celebration of a sacrament into a worldly party. For example, think of a wedding celebration. You look at the guests. You look at the wedding party. You don't know if it's a sacrament in which the newlyweds truly give everything and love each other before God. and promised to be faithful before God and receive the grace of God. Or if it's a fashion show of how this, that, and the other are dressed, worldliness, this is idolatry. This is an example, because idolatry does not stop. It always is increasing. The question I would like to ask each of you today is this: what are your idols? Each of us has his or her own. So what are mine? And what are yours? Where do I hide them? And when do I worship them? And then when do I put them away so God can't see them? This is the week of the greatest volume of Zoom dad jokes, which are aiming for a full-grown status. But the things that can be idols in today's society, in the United States and around the world, are electronic devices. The fact that they're making a new device so you can have baby watching videos while you change diaper shows that they are creating the idols straight from the womb. That we put forth a smartphone ahead of God. You focus on where you're going to put it during holy services, because you can't ever turn it off. No, that would be a sin against your idol. And same with your tablets and your MacBook Pros and all the other iPhones and I this and I that. Because once you're caught into that cycle, you no longer pay attention to the money it costs you. The fact that you're buying a phone, a telephone, for $1,500, which is equal to 2 months' mortgage payments. But you're rich, so you don't think that way. Yeah, really put it on you that time. You don't have any perspective in what things cost any longer, because you have lost that perspective. Your idols are greater in your life, and they continue to grow. Your idol may be a car type. You have to get the new Vespa. You have to get the new electric car from this manufacturer or that manufacturer, even though it's $45,000. And you still haven't paid off the last one. Oh, that's okay, because I'm buying a new one. Who needs, notice the word needs, a new car, brand new car, every 2 years? My car is a 2002 car, and it runs perfectly. Why would I have need of a new car? If your car is a 2020 car, you're good until 2040. But because you have this wealth burrowing in your pocket, you don't have any concept of wealth anymore. Those of us who are poor, you think back to your college days. You would tell the cost of something in how many classes it cost. You would have a measure of value. That's equal to 7 credits. or that's equal to 2 months' rent, plus utilities, or that's equal to 3 mortgage payments, etc., etc. The fact that you can't think like that means money is your idol. Work is your idol, because you put that ahead of God while you're in service. You aren't listening to what God is saying. You are thinking about how to spend money and how to earn money. Because after you leave the religious service, you go back to work. So you weren't even listening. You were thinking about work for the entirety of that service. And that is a sin. Work can become your idol very easily. And it can supersede your idol of all your devices and all of your bells and whistles in your car. Sir, you can have a pyramid of idols where work and money are at the top, and then your car, and then your devices, and then all of the things for your kitchen so you look like you're a smart cook or chef, and on and on and on. So stop. May the Lord not find us at the end of our lives and say to us, "You apostatized. You deviated from the way that I marked out for you. You prostrated yourself before many idols." Let us ask the Lord for the grace of recognizing our own idols. And if we cannot banish them, at least keep them in the corner, out of sight. But you damn well can banish them. You can remove them from the sight of God. You can put God at the top of your pyramid of life, for that is where he should be. First, second, third, and fourth in your life. Money, earning money, should not be in the top 10. If you are a Christian, it should be somewhere around number 25 to 50. Because making the money, spending the money are not important. They are merely a measure of life. And then the process is, how will you spend it for others, for the good of others?